Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me here at Don't Tell Me, Tell the People. Hello, Miss Magic. I don't know why I just opened my eyes that big. Miss Magic, hey Cherie, to wanted to inspire, and Regina Snow. How are you all doing today? Tonight, W1 is here to join us and talk. We're going to talk politics today. So let's bring up W1. Hit the like buttons. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Go ahead and hit those like buttons, guys. Here we go. Hello, W1. How are you today?
How are you? Good evening. What's up?
I don't know. You tell me what's up. What's going on with you?
Well, I know you're hot.
You know I'm
I mean,
hot.
like angry today.
Yeah. I was irritated today. That is the truth.
The
To want to
biggest
say
news,
hello, W1.
obviously, the biggest news. What's up? What's happening, everyone? It's January 6th hearings, right? All day long,
Yeah.
all week long.
Yep.
So we're gonna talk a little bit about that tonight. You know what? We shouldn't rush into it, right? Got to cool you down. Gonna bring your blood pressure down. So we can talk about stuff that's non-politics for a second.
For a second. Okay, go right
Just
ahead.
for a second. If
But
if you
let me say
don't mind.
this before we get started on like I got some like terrible news. Like 30 minutes ago, there was another church shooting. Okay, in Alabama. um, Vestavia, Vestavia Hills, Alabama, at a church. They were supposed to have a potluck today. I don't know how many people were shot because it didn't say any. I didn't see all of that. It just didn't say. I just saw it was a church shooting about 30 minutes ago.
And the beat goes on.
And
Another one.
another one.
I've totally lost track. I've lost count. And it's we've talked about it ad nauseum over and over again. So sad to hear that going on,
Every day.
every day. You're right. Um, but on a
So
lighter
yeah, I'm a lot of note. Thank you.
a lighter note, let me share for a second. Uh, do we watch Netflix a lot?
Did we watch Netflix?
I mean, we watched Netflix more so during the pandemic than like any other channel.
Yes, we did.
You know, I'm a big Squid Games fan, right?
Yes.
As a matter of fact, you had a challenge from the game. You remember that?
Yes, I did. You
Well,
know, that's
guess
when
what?
everybody was getting along great fine. But then,
Well,
uh, Virginia Snow says, I've been missing the hearing, so I'm ready for a recap of what's going on. Okay.
yeah, we're gonna get
Most
into that. I
definitely.
mean, it's so much to cover there. It's like crazy.
There's a lot to uncover.
But anyway,
So,
I gotta tell you about Netflix first.
okay.
And so indulge me, please, because I might be missing for 2 weeks
Why?
because Netflix plans to have a real life Squid Game. Now, of course, people won't be killed, but it's going to be like a reality show where contestants compete, and they're
Uh-huh.
looking for 456 people, Sonny.
So you gonna go audition for Squid Games?
I'm trying to get in shape right now. Yeah,
Oh my goodness, Lord Jesus!
yes.
You better
So instead,
do your
so it's going
Squid
to be
Game on
456
right
people.
here in this house, huh?
It's going to be 456 people. But guess what the grand prize is?
What?
It's money. So I'm going to give you three guesses how much the grand prize is.
$1 million.
That's a good guess. That is incorrect. Two more guesses. Let's go.
I don't know, a brand new car.
A brand new car for Squid
2 million.
Games. 456 people competing. Nope. One more guess. Come on.
$5 million.
Close.
Okay.
$4.5 million.
Oh wow.
That's right. Got to be at least 21 years old. Must be able to speak English. Although it's a whole Korean thing behind that. But yeah, it's about to go down. It's about to happen. I think this is just because Netflix been falling off a bit. So
Oh, okay.
we might drop the politics and try out for the Squid Games. Please.
No, absolutely not. What else you have to
Nope.
laugh about? Because they're talking about they're saying, "Wow, another shooting." Yes, another shooting happened. Sorry, W1 is trying to lighten up the mood really quick. Let me get out of this really quick. Here.
I mean, look at this picture. I can be one of these contestants.
Let me show the screen. Hold on.
Right?
No,
No?
nah.
Well, yeah, we're trying to bring geopolitics into this conversation. So I thought that was a little bit of geopolitics.
A little geopolitics.
Yeah, we got to go all over the world and cover everything. And one more thing, because this
Okay.
is just me browsing at work, right? I'm not supposed to be doing that, but I do.
Okay.
Uh, so in Russia, you might not have heard, but they're fighting a war.
All right.
Um,
Probably
so
planted by
McDonald's,
Trump. Go ahead.
yeah, McDonald's pulled out of Russia because they don't want to be part of this thing. So they have like 856 McDonald's over there. But who cares, right? Like, but it's 856 McDonald's. So McDonald's pulled out, but Russians love Big Mac
Oh,
and
really?
they love fast food. So they actually kept the restaurants and they're rebranding them.
What are they calling McDowell's?
No, they're calling it Vusko and Tokak, which translates to tasty, and that's it.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I actually thought it translated to free Brittany Griner, but I might be wrong.
Oh, that's a good one.
But yes, I too did think it was McDowell's.
McDowell's.
I really did. I thought that would have been a perfect name for him, but you know, it'll be funny to see diversity in Russia. They can hire a king when it's necessary. Uh,
Oh, the jokes. W1, the jokes. Okay. So let's just get down to business here. We're going to talk about, thank you for the lighthearted jokes. Um, so the January 6th committee, we're on the third day of the trial, actually, second day, third day. And we're going to hit the key points. The key points was like, we know that Pence had no constitutional authority to overturn the election, although Trump and his cronies thought that it would be a good idea to push this agenda and continuously push the agenda, even though they knew that uh, Pence had no authority to do so. Um, they knew that it was illegal, so they kept doing what they do. Trump, Giuliani, what's this guy's name? And John Eastman, who was uh, telling Trump that it was, that to go ahead and keep saying that Pence could overthrow the election, which is fraud. So, which is stealing the election, basically. Trump lost
hmm
he had 230 electoral votes, and um, Biden had 306, I believe. I believe that's what it is. Pence's life was in danger. These are just bullet points. His life was in danger. You had um, people who had invaded, got into the Capitol, were actually like 40 feet away from Pence and other people, other government officials. They were 40 feet away, guys. 40 feet away. That's not far at all.
Crazy.
It's very scary. They were chanting, "Hang Pence, hang Pence." And Donald Trump knew that there was chaos at the Capitol, but yet he kept tweeting. Hello, Dina. He kept tweeting that Pence basically had forsaken them, that he needs to do his job and not be a PUSSY. This is Donald Trump's favorite word. he likes to grab them by that. So this is what he did. He basically was tweeting, um, statements, which got uh, the insurrection crowd heated, of course, and as they were storming the Capitol, and he basically put Pence's life in danger. Um, Knowing and understanding what we saw today, the Judge Lutig, conservative scholar Judge Lutig, who is very conservative. He said Trump and his allies, and I want you all to hear me very clear. This is, please. He said Trump and his allies are pledging they would attempt to overturn the 2024 election if results do not go their way. So this is why it's very important to go out and vote. W1 and I had a discussion. He already knows how upset I am. If you watch today's hearing that I had, and people were here, I was highly irritated, very bothered, disturbed, disgusted, and I still am. Our democracy is in danger. And if anyone else comes over here and tells me that voting doesn't matter, I ask that you please unsubscribe from my channel, because I'm not going to deal with the bullshit anymore. Okay, this is just what it is. I'm not in the best mood right now because of what I saw today, and the more that comes out, I'm just highly irritated. Okay, because this is not a game. This is not a freaking third world ass country. This is not a dictatorship. Okay, it's very important that you get out here and vote. I don't want no Trump supporters over here. Subscribe to my channel. I don't want you over here. That's the bottom. I don't. Okay. Um, this is not a game to me. Our democracy is in danger. Trump is already saying that he will run again. Okay, he shouldn't run because he caused this insurrection. Steve Bannon too. These all trash people.
Yeah, the more we hear the stuff that's coming out of these hearings, it almost sounds like it's getting worse each day. The amount of information that's being filtered out.
Right.
But I just want to level set for a second, Sonny, because there's a couple of things. This committee, it has limited power in terms of prosecution. As a matter of fact, it has none. The committee, it's just really meant to kind of lay out what it found. But as far as jurisdiction or anything like that, it does not have the power to prosecute. Obviously, I think most people know that. But they can send information to the Justice Department, Department of Justice. And this is enough to build a case, possibly build a case that can go to trial, with some serious consequences for a few folks. I don't know how this is going to play out, but if it does, it's going to take a long time. Definitely, probably more than a year. But each day, it's like, when we saw that documentary, they covered a lot of behind the scenes footage, and we kind of saw what happened, but the facts are coming out. The involvement of people behind the scenes before and after, that's probably the most shocking to me. I think you may have covered it here, but John Eastman stuff was crazy. So I think it was part of the hearing today, the Vice President Counsel, Greg Jacob, was asked, quote, did he ever admit, as far as you know, in front of the president, his proposal would violate the Electoral Count Act? And he answered, I believe he did on the 4th. So basically, Trump knew days before the 1/6 attack that the scheme that he had cooked up with John Eastman was a crime.
Mm-hmm.
This was all premeditated, but he
Right.
still went forward with it. So in other words, he knowingly and intentionally committed these things, and all of these facts are coming out because people are being on video depositions. They're testifying before this committee, so it's factual. It's not hearsay. This is straight from folks. We're seeing it live play out, and it's getting bigger than I thought it would. I thought this was going to be just okay. They're going to review what happened, what we all saw, but new information is coming out, and I think that's what's getting a lot of people upset because the information that's coming out is making a lot of people look bad, including Trump.
Yeah, because he is the one who, in my opinion, he incited these riots, right? Because you have well, I believe it was like 10,000 people out there at the time, but you knew about you knew when you went, just to have your speech that you were going to perpetuate a lie. You knew that, and you were going to get your base that's out there all riled up, ready to go. Chanting "Hang Pence," making statements like they wanted to uh, skin or Nancy Pelosi, right? Someone said something about what's her name, AOC,
Yeah.
something very negative about her. These people went there, they had weapons, stun guns. Someone had made a flagpole into like put a pointy sharp object on top of the flagpole. They went there for an agenda. And my thing is, if they had it, if they were able to get to these officials, what would have happened? And them being so riled up, all tied into their emotions,
Yep.
they could have possibly harmed someone.
Sure.
Mike Pence, Nancy Pelosi, other people they were hunting down.
Yeah. And we can't forget someone was killed.
Well, yeah, because she had no business trying to climb through a window.
But that's mob mentality. You're
But
right.
it was a mob mentality. Exactly. And yes, and Steve Bannon needs to go too, since he's crying and whining about, once they get back in office, they're going to impeach everyone. He needs to go to jail. He's on his road to prison anyway, so he can sit his behind down somewhere and try to find some skin regiment. So yeah, Giuliani has been disbarred, rightfully so. And so should Eastman. Actually, he should be disbarred if he's not already. I don't know what his situation is. Someone said he was teaching in a college, teaching law at a college, but he should be his license should be taken away from him because he's the one who went forth and basically told Donald Trump that Mike Pence has the authority to overthrow the election,
That's
which
the key
is
point.
false information.
That's the key point.
Okay.
Again, knowingly, he knew he couldn't. He knew that he wouldn't, but he still went ahead and spread the word that, hey, everyone should tell Mike Pence. He's how he distanced himself from his vice president during the last days. That's incredible. That's
Yes.
high levels of dissension right there.
And okay, so let's just move on because I don't want to. Okay, so there's footage of Barry Loudermilk, okay, basically giving some of these insurrectionists a tour of the Capitol on January 5th.
Very
So this will
disturbing.
make me believe that it was all planned out, right? To allow these people to get in here, see where everything is located, which offices, what the offices are. The people that he was giving a tour for or a tour to, basically they were in areas where they never allow civilians, people such as us, to go down there. Those are all
Right.
the officials, the government officials.
We got
And
we got to make sure that everyone knows who Barry is.
you have a picture of him?
No, I don't, but Barry is a congressman.
He's a congressman. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a congressman. And he actually took these people on a tour. when they were not giving tours at the time because of
Right.
C-19. And I want you all to understand that. And remember his name, write it down if you have to, Barry Loudermilk. And also know that Turkey Neck,
Mitch McConnell.
Mitch McConnell, would elect Donald Trump again. Okay? I just simply, he will elect him again if he were to run and to win the GOP runoff or whatever. He will elect him again. He said it out of his own doggone mouth. Okay? That's what he said. He needs to go. And after seeing this, after seeing what's happening with, because he even said that Donald Trump incited this insurrection. So if you know that he incited this insurrection, why would you go and vote for this fool again? His daughter knows that he lost. His son-in-law knows that he lost. Okay, they know that he lost. He knows that he lost. And yet he continued to perpetuate this lie, to overthrow the government, to have these people, this cult, go in to the Capitol and storm the Capitol the way they did. And they could have possibly harmed Mike Pence, Nancy Pelosi, and anybody else that's against what they believe in, and it's their false narratives, their false beliefs. They don't know what the hell to believe at this point. These people don't. Okay, let me stop. Okay, so yeah. So let's talk about
We can't forget Ginny Thomas's
yes,
input
Judge
into the
Thomas and Ginny Thomas. Okay. Who Judge Thomas's wife,
Clarence
Thomas, was cheering on the takeover and reversing the election as well. Okay, these people are sick. Okay, just want y'all to know that Clarence Thomas tried to stop the emails from going through.
He did.
Yes. And so now there's a question mark about him even serving. Okay.
That's right.
We talked about this before.
We
didn't
did.
have enough. Yeah, they didn't have enough evidence, but now they have enough evidence. So now
Right.
Ginny Thomas, Clarence Thomas' wife, is brought up in the situation. That's not a look good for the Supreme Court.
No.
So he needs to step his behind down too. Okay.
Yeah, I think we talked about this back in March, and we covered the fact that there were many instances where a serving judge and his spouse or her spouse had different opinions, and they did different things in life, and there's a separation which the law kind of observes, which is fine, right? A woman or a man serving as a judge, if their respective spouse believes in something that's maybe anti-law or may challenge some rulings, that's fine. They could coexist. No problem. Not enough evidence there or grounds to terminate or disbar or remove a judge from a seat. But in this case, I think this is just strong evidence because it shows Judge Thomas's participation. So if all of this is true, and it looks like it is, yeah, I don't think he should be in the right position to be especially the Supreme Court,
Right.
to be in any position to be a judge.
Any of these people, any of these, senators, governors who support Trump, who at this point, in this day and age, knowing what happened, and we just got a little bit, we haven't received all the information as of yet. Okay. We've just gotten 3 days worth of information, which is already enough, in my opinion, to indict this man. But right now, like you said, W1, you told me earlier that he's actually he's been subpoenaed to court in New York. Is that correct?
Oh yeah, that's also starting. I think when we talked about Trump and the 8 reasons why I don't think he's going to run. Remember, he's got court dates due for personal issues from women suing him. He has the big court dates where he has to appear, and also his son and his daughter. That's in New York. That's in federal court right now. That's
Mm.
starting up. So uh, we should see some news coming out of that too. Oh, and by the way, NPR has also sued Trump for his stunt that he pulled where he gassed certain individuals and reporters. I don't know if you recall, but this was done to pave a way so he can go and take that photo op with the Bible in
Right.
front of the church while he was in office. Well, NPR had a lawsuit, or does have a lawsuit right now, and he's one of the named uh, defenders of that lawsuit. So he's got that coming up too. Might be a civil trial or it might be a civil matter,
Mm-hmm.
but it's just piling up for him right now.
Well, that's good. It should pile up. It should pile up to where it can't pile up anymore. Okay. Yes. Nice. Yeah. Yeah. So, guys, that's a little bit of a recap of what happened today at uh the January 6th hearing. They do have two more, either two more or one more thing. Hey, Von Eric, how are you? Uh, uh, Trials to go or hearings. Um, I will post again. I will show it the next hearing there is, and then the following. I think the next one is I believe on the 23rd, if I'm not
Yes.
mistaken. And I will be live. So if you are interested in watching it, Regina, more than welcome to be over here watching it because we were here watching it. We were watching it and commenting in the chat. And a lot of us here didn't even realize the severity of it all. I mean, it's very sad, scary to say the least. Um, and sitting here, me myself sitting here thinking, damn, what if that would have happened? What if someone would have turned around and saw those uh, state officials or country officials escaping? This would have been a real shit show. It was already a shit show, but it would have been worse, right? I don't like to live off of what ifs. Hi, Monique, to you. How are you? This is important that we all see what happened. No one is making false statements. Everyone is coming forward with the information that they have, whether it be the GOP or the Democrats. People are coming forth telling you this is what was happening. Even Pence, you know, Mike Pence supporters, Mike Pence, the people that work for him, Jacobs, has come forth and said this is what happened. And they know. Donald Trump knows what he did. He should be shaking in his boots right now, in my honest opinion. This man tried to overthrow the government. Okay. This man tried to overthrow the government. Hello, everybody. It's very important. So voting is important. We cannot let another situation like this happen. And let me repeat this again. Judge Lutic, who happens to be a conservative judge, literally said Trump and his allies are pledging they would attempt to overturn the 2024 elections if it does not go their way. That's important because here we are again. These people are gearing up for 2024. And whoever's running for the GOP, they plan on doing the same crap. And this time it might be worse. So this is very important to get out there and do your due diligence and vote. Okay. Even if this fool and these other radical weirdos decide that they want to come down and do something. That's why they don't want us drinking water. They don't want to pass out water. They're doing all that they can to get people not to vote. Now, I told you before that Black people in this country pick presidents. And we need to start voting throughout the year for governor officials, mayors, Congress people, because we make the decisions here. We know that to be true. It's up to us. We can't keep sitting back saying, our vote doesn't count, because it does count. Clearly, if it didn't count, they wouldn't want you. They wouldn't stop you from trying to give people water. They wouldn't go so far as what they're doing right now to stop you from voting. So something is up, and Trump does need jail time. Okay. Ms. Magic said the only thing to believe that it was planned out. Those people know exactly where to go. Exactly, and they did. They did. It was planned out. Trump needs to go to jail. This is treason. This is treason. This man tried to overthrow the government, or have his people overthrow the government. Okay. Next thing, W1. I'm tired of. I'm not gonna keep on because I'm already irritated. I don't want to get pissed off.
I know it's a lot, but just one last point on the 1-6 committee. From a legal perspective, even if it plays out against Trump, from a legal perspective, there's only two charges that could be brought up after the hearing, or recommended charges that could be brought up. But one of them is failure to obstruction to certify an election. And I believe the other one is another soft toss-up. So despite all of the evidence, it's no criminal charges, but who knows, if it does get to another body that has jurisdiction to prosecute, maybe it'll turn into criminal charges. But right now, it's just obstruction, and that stuff is basically sometimes no jail time, probably not even worth the trial. Sad to hear, but that's kind of like the facts of what's happening. But you know how I feel about him. I don't think he should run anyway.
Well, hopefully, we got a couple more years, a year and a half to go. So a lot can happen in a year. Okay, Regina. So there's a lot that can happen in a year. Mm-hmm.
There's a lot can happen in about 6 months.
That's true.
So I think we should break it down.
Let's break it down.
Let people really understand. So we can get on a pedestal right now. So basically, Congress is 535 people. 535. We got 100 strong in the Senate, and we got 435 individuals in the House of Representatives. There's been a lot of primary elections that have occurred already. We already covered that. The primaries are done. The major candidates are ready. We're talking governors too, so don't forget that. But this is how close this is going to be. And this is why it's a crucial midterm election, because what's up for stake right now, so currently the members of Congress align with the Democratic Party, or you got to be Republican. We know that Joe Manheim is really a Republican, but he caucuses as a Democrat. So count that against the Democratic Party right now. They're just the Republican Party is just one. All they have to do is take one seat in the upcoming midterms, and they'll have the majority. With that, if they take the Senate, you might as well say that everything Biden will pass in his 2 remaining years is probably not going to happen. So this is how important this midterm election is.
Right.
And we've seen before, historically, usually it's the other party. If a Democrat wins, usually, not all the time, but usually it's the opposing party that takes over the Senate, and vice versa.
Right.
This could happen. I know we've had some things that have made Republicans look bad, or apparently make them look bad over the last 2-3 months, including issues with gun control, and of course the 1-6 hearing. I don't know if this will be enough to sway votes, because people are passionate. People do not have a good understanding of what the economy is. The average individual does not understand what this inflation is. But who do they blame? They blame the current president, right?
Right.
We will do a masterclass on understanding the economy. I think we should do a separate video and break it down for people.
Okay.
But this is how Biden's approval rating is way below 50% right now. And that's critical. Although it's a litmus test, this is how the average person is feeling going into the voting booth.
Right.
And when they do that, they may not push that blue button.
9 times out of 10, they're not going to push the blue button.
So if there's not some sort of a galvanized spirit of elections, like it's like a real presidential election, if the Democrats do not show up this November, yeah, they might be good wins for governors and maybe some representatives, but the key races, in my opinion, is going to be that of the Senate, because the Senate really controls the game.
Okay. So
It's
you said
huge.
35 seats are up for re-election in
That's right.
November. And the House of Representatives, all seats are up for election in November. Yeah, so the question now that's being tossed around in the Democratic Party is, should Biden run again for office? They say that he's going to be too old to run. Me personally, I think he needs to sit it out 2024. Let it go. That's what I say.
We'll see.
Regina said, she said, well, I didn't see him doing 2 terms anyway. Hi, Belizian. Belizian said, hello. Hello, chat. And hello, everybody. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think he should run either. I don't, Regina. I do not think he should run for office in 2022. We need 2024, sorry. Kamala should run. Um, he needs that I do. He needs to move on. So yeah, this is this is what's going around right now. What you think, W? And you think Biden should run for office in 2022 or
I don't
2020?
know. I'm on the fence with this one because he's only 2 years older than Trump. Um, so this age thing, which was birthed from a Republican think tank, by the way, I traced it back to the Manhattan Institute. This gets into the ether, into the mouths of people because it's first stated on channels like Fox, and it's like, oh yeah, Biden's old. Well, not really. He's the same age as Trump, only 2 years difference. So
Right.
that's how people think. Um, in any stumble that he makes, any stutter that he makes, and the man stuttered his entire life, it kind of breathes life into that particular ageism narrative. So I don't know if he'll run. If he feels like it, he'll probably announce it. If he doesn't run, or if there's no clear, next in line for the Democrats, um, I don't know who's going to be up there. Who is the next candidate for the Democrats that's going to be the president of the United States? Is it Cory Booker? Is it our current vice president? I don't know. There's no shining star of the Democratic Party as yet.
I mean, I think Kamala, I think she can do it. I think she get out there and she does what she needs to do. If you got to put your foot down. Here's my thing, and you're right, Mel NYC Reviews. He says, Sonny, you trying to tell the president no country for old men? Yeah, we don't need any more of those old white men in office. They can go. Regina's though, he can't win again. I totally agree with Regina's because what's happening right now with the economy, the high interest rates, the inflation, it doesn't look good for him. And if um,
But those
and
things are not those things are not his fault.
we know that, but like you
Oh, half
said,
of America, they don't understand that.
half of America they do not understand that inflation is not his fault. But they're saying, I read today, they're saying that it might go down, but it's not going to go down to where it was before.
Sure.
So we're here. So we might as well just deal with it. Belizian said, no, son, and Kamala will not win. You don't think so, Belizian? She won't win? But I think she has a better chance than Biden winning again.
Hmm. So you think America's ready for a brown female
I
as
think
leader?
America is ready for a woman. But I tell you, if Dick Cheney's daughter wins, Cheney, if she ran for office, I think she has a good chance of winning. We need a woman in office. Okay.
That'll be Liz Cheney.
Liz Cheney, yeah. So we need a woman in office. And look, I have much respect for Liz Cheney because she said, yeah, I'm not taking my foot off your neck, Trump. It's on and popping. And the rest of y'all too. She is not playing. If you want to be a conservative, if you are conservative, I have no problems with that. But be conservative. If you are a true Republican, you do not support like Donald Trump. That's the bottom line. You don't support this man. If you are a true American, you do not support this man. This man is not for us. He is not for us. He is not for the United States of America. He is not. He is for himself. And if you are a Republican or part of the GOP and you believe in America, the values of the GOP, you will not support Donald Trump. You should care less about his following, because right now they're under some kind of spell. Okay? Screw what they say, because they're dumb any damn way. Belizean says Booker might win. Booker could run, I think, but who knows?
He tried before.
He did try before. Yeah, I think Kamala could win if she wanted it enough. I do too. I believe that.
And who else? What name rolls off your tongue that's a Democrat that's like, that's the next guy?
Why does it have to be a guy?
Or next gal, right?
Well, that's how Obama won.
Well, he
Nobody
came out
really
the booth. Yeah, he came
came
out
out
of
the
it.
blue.
He sure did.
So they could be gearing up to get someone, ready to run. I know they're getting someone ready to run over in the Republican side.
Oh yes, they're always grooming
They're
folks.
gearing up for that.
Yeah, they're even grooming a football player.
So hopefully they don't have. Hopefully they don't. I mean, if they pick Trump, I don't think Trump will win. I mean, unless he cheats his way back into office like he did the first time. But who knows? I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, we'll do a master class on inflation.
Yeah, it's a big topic, and people see and they read excerpts from the news, and they take the first three lines, and they're like, "Oh, inflation is horrible."
Right.
Well, it's a global problem. One point I want to make, Sonny, is that the fact that there are conservative Democrats, and that should be very scary to the Democratic Party. There's nothing wrong with being a conservative Democrat, but they have blocked several major proposals, including that Build Back Better bill that Biden wanted to pass. Again, I'm thinking about Joe Manheim, and there's some other Democrats. They're like, man, that $1 trillion package is way too big, right? So they don't like the social spending, so on and so forth, and climate action.
Mm-hmm.
For those individuals who are on the fence in the midterms, even if they're Republicans, they're probably going to sway to the other side and say, you know what, I'll take my chances and I'll make the Senate Republican again. When that happens, obviously they're going to put Mitch right back where he wanted to be in the first place, and it's going to be blockade Mitch 2.0.
Wow.
Nothing will get passed.
Something here. Nothing to get past, huh?
It's 2 years we'll be just sitting around because it's all going to be filibustered away and nothing will get passed. Essentially making Biden the lame duck president for 2 years. Again, this is why, and November's right around the corner.
Yeah, it is.
So it's on the president's shoulders right now, and he's already doing it. He's already went to he had a summit in Los Angeles. He's flying to Saudi Arabia. He has a trip planned with China, so he's trying to make himself visible. He was on, I think, the Tonight Show. He has to sell the fact that the number of jobs he's created. He has to sell the fact that the unemployment rate actually went down. He has to sell that because what's being bought by the average person on the street, they're seeing high inflation and they're seeing chicken wings that are $5. See, and that's when people get hit in their pocket, they remember that and they associate it with the current leadership. Although the cause of these things may not be associated with the leadership and actually started way before Biden took office. But he has to deal with that, and he has to speak to that because he's currently holding the highest position in the land. It's going to be very interesting to see how he maneuvers and what the Democratic Party does to win. I don't know if this 1/6 committee hearing and everything we're hearing about guns and stuff will be enough for people to deter themselves and say, you know what, I don't feel like voting like a Republican. I'll stick with the Democrats. It's going to be a tight race. I can't predict this, what's going to happen. It's going to be that tight. But I know in certain lower elections, like gubernatorial elections, I do know for a fact that Stacey Abrams is going to win in Georgia, and
Do
Herschel
you?
Walker is going to lose for his representative.
Yeah, Herschel Walker. Yeah, I was about to. I meant to show the video, the little TikTok video that I saw, where a lady made a TikTok video about Herschel Walker and all the things that he has said and has done. You know, accosting women, abuse, abusive, threatening, uh, women, making threats or whatever. And this man needs help. I don't understand. Well, we know Trump bought his way. We had this discussion last night with some friends of ours that Trump basically paid for uh, Herschel Walker's position. He got voted in Georgia. I'm sure he'll lose. Okay, you're going to be the GOP. Who was running against? Who else was running though? Oh, he beat this other dude.
Yeah, he did. By the way, he's trying to distance himself from Trump.
He is.
Smart move.
Yeah, while he passed out his disinformation. Please remember to hit the like buttons, guys, and hit the
That
notification.
is a real word.
That is a real word. It
I
was as
don't
funny
know.
that
I'm
he
not sure he knows that, by the way.
right. Yeah, you got guys. Please hit the notification button to be notified every time we go live. Okay. Um. Thanks, Val. Val is in the house. Thank you. Okay. So and she says the video. People need to watch the video. I had to go in and edit out some things, but it will be up. So W1. You have here ejections, Georgia.
Yeah. So one of the last things I would like to discuss tonight. This is just politicians being politicians.
Mm-hmm.
I saw this article. It even made the newspapers overseas. Not even in the American newspapers, but so the current governor of Georgia's Brian Kemp, right? And you can raise money. There's nothing wrong with raising money for your campaign, and really, if you get
How
it
much?
from certain donors, that's fine. But he took $50,000 in contributions from CEO of Daniel Defense.
Mm-hmm.
That's the manufacturer of the gun that was used in the Uvalde shooting, but they manufacture guns. He
Oh,
took, yeah, he took 50,000 from the Georgia-based company founder CEO Marty Daniels,
okay. Mm-hmm.
Daniel Defense. No plug in them, but they make guns. So it was in 2018 and also in 2022. The interesting thing is, it's right before he signed this bill to kind of loosen gun laws in Georgia. That's when he was given the second half of that $50,000. It was a total of $25,000 that was donated by Mr. Daniels to his fund. So it's just another example of politicians being politicians.
Right.
No surprises here, but it's just
Well, I can't believe, well, he did go out and make the law easier for you to get a gun, didn't
he
he?
did.
Here in Georgia. And then you have these mass shootings everywhere. So, like I said, there was one tonight. Someone said it was two injured and one killed. Right. So,
And by the way, that Georgia law is March 17th, and it really made it easy to carry a gun that allows it actually allows Georgians to carry firearms without a license
without a
or a
license
background check.
or a background check.
I mean, that's the closest thing to just going into a store and picking
And
up
buying,
some oranges,
right.
and a rifle or two, maybe a handgun. That's it. No background check.
But they're trying to change that.
They are. They
I
are.
believe it was 10 GOP, 10 Republicans who uh, are bipartisan Anyway, guys, I'm gonna drop the link and see if anybody want to come up and give your opinion on what happened today with concerning what we talked about. Okay, I dropped the link. So W1. So W1 is going to go before anybody wants to come up. W1 said he was going to try out for the, what is it, a reality show?
It is. It is. Squid Games.
Squid Game reality show?
Yeah.
I'm sure if Kay was here, she'd probably try out too, because she likes
exactly.
That was her show too. You and her, y'all have a lot in common when it comes to stuff like that.
Exactly. Come on.
I can't get with the
4.2 million. That's a lot of money.
That is a lot of money. I don't know about this inflation, though. That it's not a lot of money about this inflation.
And that is not disinformation. I know that's enough to fill up at least one tank of gas.
Right. One tank of gas. After you pay taxes, what is that?
Ooh, that's a good question. So that tax rate will be maybe 30%.
30%.
You might walk away with a good 3-1.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Unless you put it in a trust, not in your name.
You said not in my name, huh?
Nope. And then you can borrow from the trust or distribute money from the. I'm not giving free advice, but I got it covered. If we win, that's it. We're good.
But actually, how long is it? How long is it for?
2 weeks.
Oh, yeah, you can go.
If you make it. Yeah.
Oh, 2 weeks if you make it.
Yeah, I'm serious stuff. It's serious stuff.
I wonder if they're going to do the whole cookie cutting thing.
You know what? It's got to be. It's probably going to be games like that.
Yeah.
Minus no knives, broken glasses, none of that stuff. But there'll be games of skill and stuff like that. I'm sure they'll do that for to bring the flavor of the show.
Mm-hmm. We're gonna talk about something lighthearted, guys, because this was heavy. This was a heavy day, especially for me. It was heavy. I've just been moody ever since I watched that, watched the hearing. I've been very moody today. Not in the best mood. W1. It's like you got to be lighthearted. We got to talk about something lighthearted so you don't be so upset about what's happening. Evangelist Val said she understood because I talked to her and she was like, "I know, Sonny, this is heavy. It's heavy because it's scary, and our democracy is in not in good standing right now. So this is why I always say vote. Got to vote, people. Got to vote. Nobody wants to come on. Okay, so we'll be here for another 2 minutes. Okay, this is going to be an hour show. I'm just,
You'll be fine.
We'll be okay. This is America. Everything will work itself out. Don't you think?
I think so. But be ready to be flooded with information. They'll make you upset if you're in the know because there's probably going to be a lot of ads. It probably will not make sense to you.
I could deal with the ads. I could deal with the advertisers because they're already saying that Warnock believes in the inflation, supports the inflation because he's a Democrat.
Yeah. I've never seen someone who actually supports inflation, but yes, that's a great example.
Yeah, we see the ads all the time. It doesn't bother me. The thing that bothers me is what's bothering me is what I heard today when it comes down to Trump knowing that he was spreading a lie. He put, people's life in danger. Also, he could, be in office. So he was trying to steal the election. Michelle Carter has joined just in time. Hello, Miss Michelle. How are you doing?
Hi, how are y'all doing?
Good.
I've been all right. I just had one thing to say. as I was watching CNN today. You remember when Trump wanted to have that president of Ukraine uh, go and get some information on Biden and his son Hunter,
Mm-hmm.
and he refused?
Mm-hmm.
Just think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you see what Ukraine is fighting with Russia because Trump told Putin that that president from Ukraine wouldn't do it. So this is tying in. And I thought about that. I said, oh, this is real interesting here.
Mm-hmm.
How
Somebody,
little things are turned,
yeah, somebody had brought that up today. It was like, I think that Trump will be in cahoots with Putin. I said he already is in cahoots with Putin. I'm with you with that, Michelle, because I think it was all planned. Oh, she fell off. I think it was all planned. I totally agree. I think the election, I mean the war on the Ukraine was planned out. I think Trump knew about it because he knew if this war happens in the Ukraine during this presidency of a Democratic president, that it would throw everything off, which in turns shot up the economy, shot up the inflation, to make him look bad. So anything Trump has his hands on, right? Because now at this point he's saying that you can't believe anything that's happening with this trial. You can't believe those things. It's all lies, right? Trump has his hands tied up to this war in the Ukraine because he definitely sit there and said, um, he literally sit there and said that if he was president, he would have talked to Putin and this would have never happened. So there's something there. And I totally agree with, but he said it. Michelle, I totally agree with you on this. Absolutely. Trump has something to do, is down for this war in Ukraine. This is why we're having issues in America. So
yes, it is. Yes.
absolutely. And thank you, 01 first, 01 first said Trump's criminal family. Yes. Subscribe to my channel. We don't want any. I mean, I don't want any. If you voted for Trump, I can forgive that. Okay, because you didn't know any better. But if you are still supporting Trump today after what's going on, I don't need you over here. That's the bottom line. I'm not taking no more crap. I'm not. And I ain't taking all this other mess to go along with it. I'm just trying to choose my words nicely. If you are supporting Trump in this date right now today, my advice to you is don't even make a comment. I'm serious because you might get cursed out. Keep lying, Trump. It's your legacy. You earned it. Exactly. Trump is trash, and so is Eastman, and so is Giuliani. Trash. These are not Americans. These are people that don't love America. At the end of the day, they can see that lie that they do. They don't.
And how he called his vice president Pence the P word and
Yes.
wimp.
Yes.
But at least the man had common enough sense that once his people talked to him, that he realized if he had did this what Trump wanted him to do, they was advising him that it was illegal.
Yes.
And why should he go down for something?
But I don't think Pence would have did it because I
No,
believe that
his
Pence
personality wasn't going to let him do it.
no, because first of all, he's super religious. Number one.
Yes.
Number two, he believes and loves this country. He believes in the democracy and he believes in the laws of this country.
Yes.
That's a true, we may not like what he stands for.
Right.
What he's about, but I can tell you right now that man loves this country.
Yeah.
And if you watched the hearings, the conservative judge Lutic, that man looked like he was almost in tears to me because he said, I would lay my life down, my body down.
Yes.
He said that.
Yeah.
for this not to happen.
They all tried to tell him.
Yes, these are true. Look, we all deserve to have our opinion. We all
Yes.
deserve to believe
Yes.
what we believe at the end of the day. Okay. And I'd rather and I had said this before, I'd rather had Pence be president than Donald Trump. And everybody was that I said that to literally said to me, oh, but he's dangerous. I said, okay, they all dangerous.
Yeah.
You know?
You're
But
right, because
would
that
get
gives
rid
you
of everything.
everyone power.
All of them, right? He would get rid of all of this. But that's what Trump tried to do.
Yes.
And he basically did that.
Yes.
Got fools running around here losing their mind. But the one thing I can say about Pence is that he loves this country. He believes in the democracy of this country, and he believes of the old school laws that were written about this country. Trump don't give a shit about anything but himself. And
he wanted to change everything. Trump wanted to change everything. He wanted to run this country like Putin runs Russia.
Yeah, he was going to make it a dictatorship.
Yes.
And this is why I always say it's important to get out there and vote.
Vote.
And I say that every single day. Vote, vote, vote. Period. Because it does matter.
But see, people say, I'm not going to vote. I don't like neither one of them. But I say, you got to take the best of both worlds. Even if it's too bad, you got to pick the worst one, the better one out of the two worst. You have to.
You have to. And the problem is, this man, there is proof. I don't want to hear anybody come over here and tell me there's no proof. Don't leave a comment if you're watching my show. Do not leave me a stupid ass comment trying to tell me that it's all fake news. No, it's not fake news, honey. They got audio. Okay, they have either other GOPs letting you know, no, this is what was happening, and he was out of line for it. Okay, and I agree with 01 first. Want my opinion? Trump for prison 2024. Mine too.
Yeah, I think
I agree with that opinion.
The last couple of weeks on this hearing, it's been okay. I mean, once you, like you said, Sonny, once you get audio. Once you get text messages that are verified, once you have people actually testifying saying, yeah, this was what was happening, that were Republicans, he doesn't have an argument. It's like, man, this is going to be his legacy. This is what he's going to be remembered for. It's like the Watergate hearings, but at least back then there was a president in office and he was like, yep, you got enough proof, I'm out. And he stepped away.
Right.
Never heard from him again after that. He
Donald
can't
Trump.
He can't come back from it.
He can't come back. He shouldn't come back from it. But his fucking balls are so fucking big. Oh God, excuse me. He would definitely get out here and run again, as if he did nothing. As if he did nothing, because he truly believes. You know.
And guess what? And those people will vote for him once again. Those same people who broke into that Capitol will vote for Trump again.
They will. Although you do have some of them saying,
some of them they're not. They
got caught, right?
Yeah.
They're not caught. The Proud Boys caught.
Yes.
Yeah. They're going. They're having,
because they going to court too. A father and son in Delaware is going to court about this insurrection because they was there,
right?
And they got caught. So they started going to court today in Delaware, the father and son. And when I seen the picture, they had a black boy sitting up on the Capitol up real high while they was down there fighting and carrying on. I was just angry with him. I said, why would you sit up there on the top and when they booing, you booing? Are you crazy?
Oh, but Michelle. Last night, was it last night or the night before? W1 and I went out, to a cigar bar to sit and listen to comedians they had. They had some live comedians, very funny. And W1 was at the bar getting a drink, and he overheard a conversation. And it had to do with the flood in Yellowstone Park.
Right.
And a man said, because somebody was like, "Oh my God, did you see the flood in Yellowstone Park?" The other black man said, "That's Joe Biden's fault." Now, how the hell is is that Joe Biden's fault?
Yeah. They
Joe
blame
Biden,
him for everything.
they blame, that's Joe Biden's fault. That's why you
How?
should.
That's Mother Nature. You can't control that.
The man said that's why you need to vote for Trump. Am I lying?
Oh my goodness. Don't they know that was Mother Nature? You don't have no control of that.
The problem is, it's these older black men that are out here voting for Trump.
Mm-hmm.
There are people out here that are supporting
Mm-hmm.
black folk, black men.
Yes, they are.
Black men who own businesses, and they think that because Donald Trump is rich, they're going to be rich too. Because
Yes,
he has
too.
bull crap in their heads, right? That he's going to be rich. That we're going to be rich. He's a good businessman. These people are running rampant all over YouTube. If I hear another person talk about Trump and how great of a president, that man wasn't doing crap.
He started trouble. He started trouble.
There's been links dropped so I can come up there and have this huge debate. I'm not freaking debating on it. Get your ass out there and vote. That's the bottom damn line. I'm not going to sit here and debate any more fools who don't even know what the heck they're talking about. Because those are the same people who are not sitting up here watching these trials because they refuse to watch the hearing because they rather listen to Fox News and their fake ass news, right? This is the Newsmax.
Those are the ones who are not voting neither.
And they're not voting.
See?
So they might as well have just took behind and just been in the situation, you know. I'm so irritated.
Yes. It's horrible.
Yeah, there's a lot of black people that like Trump. It's a lot of them.
Yes.
I mean, just a bunch of dumbasses. It's like
yeah, because they did state that a lot of blacks have switched over to become Republicans now.
I don't mind you becoming Republican.
Me neither.
That's your business. That's okay.
Yeah.
But if you're gonna be Republican, be a real Republican.
Yeah.
Stand up for what the Republican Party stood for. If you're gonna vote, be a Republican, be a Cheney Republican. That woman is about being a true GOP, a true Republican. That's a true Republican. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
If Republican values do not coincide with Trump's values, that's the bottom line. Any fool will tell you that.
Yes.
They do not stand in the same line as freaking Donald Trump. You should have never been in office in the first doggone place. I'm trying not to curse.
Yes.
I'm so irritated because it's, you know, it's to the point where you have these people out here, especially us out here voting for this old fool. Then you don't care about, you know what? You don't care about democracy.
Right.
Then you want to, well, he was the best president. He got jobs for black people. What jobs? Working at freaking McDonald's? Did you forget he's the reason why C-19 happened? Did you forget about that?
See, they forgot about that. They forgot about that.
Freaking lost their jobs behind that.
Behind that, yes.
Those same black people.
Yes.
Give me a freaking break. Trump does not have any values at whatsoever. No integrity and no freaking values. This man is not a Republican. That man is a freaking weirdo.
They still trying to get to him at New York with his businesses because he don't want to turn his stuff over to them about his businesses in New York.
I'm sick of Trump. I am so done with Trump. I don't know what to do with myself. And if you are not watching these freaking hearings, shame on you if you're not watching. You need to watch.
That's right.
What this man did. He set those people up. That's where they want to get set up. Now they going to jail. Now they sitting up here turning coat. Now they want Trump down there. Well, yeah, I believed in Trump. He said he was going to march with me. You think the president is going to go out here and march with you, dumbass?
No.
This man is, it's ridiculous.
Yes. That one was ridiculous.
Yes, I'm heated. I'm pissed. I've been pissed off that damn day.
It's really sad, you know, to see this, you know, that this man has so much control and he still has control when he's still not president. And you see how he's trying to have the people vote for the people he wants to be in place in these different states by them running for these senators and Congress people and things like that. He want to put his people in place. So his intention is, when I run, I got everybody in place.
Yeah, that's what he wants. That's why I say it's important to vote. If
you got everybody gonna have everybody in place.
Everybody in place for him to get elected.
Yes, yes,
right.
Yes.
I mean, come on, people.
And you think we having hard times now? Right. You let that joker get back in there.
Exactly.
We ain't seen nothing yet.
Ray Charles could see it, and Ray Charles was blind when he was alive. Now he's dead.
Mm-hmm.
Don't worry, he will not run. But he'll make it look like he'll run all the way up until the election.
What he's doing is he's trying to get the right people into place.
Yes. So far, he's had some success, but not all.
He's had some, but now, of course, he has some success in South Carolina.
Yes.
But that racist ass state, nobody cares, right? We know he got. Then you put this fool Herschel, dumbass Walker. I know.
Oh boy. Guess what? They're gonna screw him like they did that. What's that man name who's in charge of the housing? Was on Trump's group. He was the only black guy.
Had no doggone knowledge about the surgery.
Nothing about housing. Yeah, they're gonna do Herschel Walker the same way.
That's what he did. He just put people in place. I'm just gonna put. I don't need Herschel Walker up there with his disinformation having behind telling me nothing. Okay, anything. I don't need to hear from you. And have a breakdown. Talk about I'll shoot up everybody in here. Yes. I can't do it. I guess it's too much. It's too much. But I tell you what they need to do. What the Democratic Party needs to do is get a no-holds bar ass Democrat up there that talk just as much junk. Put your foot down and keep your foot on these people's necks and wear them out. If you want Trump to sit up there and talk his mess, and you get up there and you call them all kind of, no, we're not the son of a bitch. It's y'all the son of a bitch.
Yes.
It ain't us. You need a hood rat. See, that's why when Obama was in office, he did a good job with holding it down, right? Trying to present a different type of black man.
Yes.
Right? Because Trump had already made the little stank ass comment about him. Look at him walking across the thing with that.
Yes.
He made so many nasty comments, so many racist comments, along with the rest of them fools that took their behinds to the Capitol. Okay, you want to sit there and talk about a beautiful black man, right? That had integrity, that had class, and then but yet you put this fool in his. I almost said it.
I know.
He is here.
See, when he didn't shake that man's hand when Obama left, I had a problem then. He wasn't even man enough to shake Obama's hand, and while Obama was leaving and he was coming into office.
Right.
Same way when Biden was coming to office, he wouldn't do with Biden. You know what I mean? That showed the immaturity of him.
But he doesn't have maturity, Michelle. He doesn't. This is why he wouldn't concede. Fool, you knew you lost. They told you lost by a lot, bro.
Because I'm telling you, here in the state of Pennsylvania, they going after our district attorney. The Republicans up in Harrisburg, because I say Trump and them senators push on Pennsylvania. You know he don't like Pennsylvania, so they still pushing. So now they after our district attorney. They want to impeach him. I said, you kidding me? You got your president who y'all had in here, and y'all knew all this was going on, and you mean to tell me y'all ain't trying to impeach him?
It's crazy.
I can't believe it. I said, y'all coming all the way down here, and those people in Harrisburg, they from the West Pennsylvania part, and what it is, they're mad because all our prisons is up there where they're from. Mm-hmm. So what they want is to have more us in their prisons because they saying our district attorney is not being hard enough on the people. And I said, yeah, because y'all want to make money up in y'all prisons off our black men.
Right.
That's what this is the name of the game, money.
Right. Exactly.
Because that's where their cities get money from is them prisons.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's business.
Yes, it's business. But you want to impeach somebody But you don't want to impeach you didn't want to impeach your president. You ain't had nothing to say
Twice,
when the president
twice,
was acting crazy.
twice impeached president.
Yeah.
Twice impeached.
I see.
What's up? What's up, Mel and YC? What's going on?
Good evening. I had to join the political party tonight. I mean, it's a very lively conversation. Oh my goodness!
Yes.
But you know what? I'm not gonna stay too long on whatever. I just want to say, you know what? I love the show, obviously, and I think this must be your sweet spot, Miss Sunny, the politics, because you're just eating up this man tonight. You're saying everything that needs to be said about Trump. I think that you know what? I think it is confusing sometimes when we have people in our community saying that they support Trump in some way. You know, even when he was elected, people went out and voted for the man. I think that because how many centuries have, quote unquote, masters have said to the workers that they were going to give them a pot of gold, and all they got all they got at the end was the knees on their neck.
Right.
So I think that we have, I think that they just have to remember that, as you just described, it was different people, forgive the terminology, token in that party that he used and put them in places just to keep them quiet. And what will they get for working for that man? They won't get it to be written in the history books as a first black man in this thing. All they get is shame. So all he brings is shame and destruction to everybody who supports him. And I also think that you're right. I think that there's many people in our community who can read that whole community down. They need to go right down to our local barbershop and talk to those gentlemen, those people who've been in this country all their lives and said, we work for the government all this time, and we got a very crappy pension. And I want to let you know what it feels like to live in Virginia, what it feels like to live in this part of America. I can tell you what it is to sound American, and they can get up there and talk what they need to talk. There's many people in that community who can get up there and say in an elegant way about what they feel. And read them down. They don't have to be coming from Harvard. They can just be coming right down from, Nebraska somewhere, or whatever. There's many people in our community who can tell the truth, but telling the way that they won't back down. We did have Maxine Waters for a hot second talking about, she got it together. And so we need more people out there to say, listen, this is outrageous, this is criminal, and we don't need to have etiquette anymore. The time of etiquette is over. We don't need to get up there and say, oh, you know what, I'm going to be imitating, God forgive me, I'm going to be imitating the time of Bill Cosby. We know what happened with him, unfortunately. So now we're going to sit up here and say, you know what, I'm going to imitate, I'm going to represent myself. I don't got to be, I can be from Harvard, I can be from wherever I am, but I'm going to come here and say what I see. I don't have to have 20 advisors behind me saying you can't say that because it's not politically correct. Don't say anything against people. Don't be hurtful against people, but tell people what you see. Right. And I think also when people say racism, that some people get tone deaf to that. So you just want to focus on how is it hurting the country. That man destroyed the country. And then when you talk about the fact of election, it's so funny to me because he got an election with his, being in the bed, and I hate to use the term that way, with the Russians. He was in bed with the Russians. Yep. Somehow he got into office. So we accepted, almost like going to the death, going to death row, but like, oh gosh, we have to give this country over to this lunatic, and we did, and we accepted it. It turned out terrible. So when he ended up losing, he didn't have the same grace that he wanted from the people who didn't vote for him.
Right.
And then he had the lunatic.
He did not have the same grace. You're absolutely correct.
He had the lunatic. Correct. He confused them and say, okay, well, if I'm not in office, your lives are going to be more miserable. Because I've talked to some people, not people who went up there, but I've talked to people who believed in him because I went to different radio shows, and they said, we in our towns, it's a ghost town. There's nothing here. And Trump and people like him came down here and said, if you don't represent me, your family will have disaster. So that he used fear tactics, and he made people believe that liberals and people were the enemy. When in reality, if those people in those sort of Rust Belt places or whatever places that no money's there, if they would get and say, listen, let's talk together, let's get into the community. We don't got to go through the politicians. The politicians are just using us for money. Let's just communicate with each other. But, people get afraid. I remember that's what I talked to you before, and I offline in here. I said, listen, I live in the present moment, and I don't live in fear because I don't know what the future is going to hold. But some people don't believe that. And I can understand when you have families why you can be brought into a lunatic as he is. Now, mind you, he's using techniques that was used in Germany.
Right.
Come on now. So we can't really use that term on YouTube. But he's using some things that's been used for a long time. So, yeah, the man is a hot mess. And as you said, anybody who, subscribes to his theories and beliefs, whatever, they need help. They need serious help.
They need serious help.
Absolutely. I also heard people say they want chaos because everything is corrupt, which I believe things are corrupt. But I don't think that people, over millions of people dying from diseases that could have been prevented in some way, which end up hurting the economy,
Right.
is a way to fix the government. Not with lives being lost. You can expose them. Maybe we can have another, Watergate, where people can pit secret, tape record things and expose. I'm okay with exposing, but not at the lie, and not at the not with not with lives. You're not going to use people dying to get political power, basically. So
But that's what he did.
that's what he did, yeah.
That's what
And
he
I
did.
think that when it comes to Democrats, I don't know what is going to be solution. I don't know, but who anything besides them, I'm voting for. That's what I did last time. I didn't like the people on the ballot. I didn't like Biden. I didn't like Hillary, but I voted for her too, because if
Right.
it's anything besides them,
Right.
and that's just how it has to be. But people would have to get it. They have to. You know what? I'm bringing a little to entertainment. Nene was teaching some of the girls. I'm talking about housewives. She would say, "You have to learn how to read." Well, maybe she need to teach some of these politicians how to read. Read these other people over there, because I know how to. And I mean, if I get my hands on one, I say, "Listen, this is what you need to say. You need to go boom, 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 boom." You can't sit up there and say, "Well, sir," and no. There's no to that. You don't need to go. What does his clothes look like? What does his breath smell? I mean, let's play around. Let's have fun right now, because that's all. It's all a joke right now. Everybody just wants entertainment.
Yeah. You're right. I think it's, people are trying to, they want entertainment because they're trying to escape reality. You can't escape
Mhm.
reality. You can't escape the inflation. You can't escape what's happening. This is why I said you have to go over here and watch this. You're not watching what's happening right here in front of your face. They're giving it to you so you can see, right? Fox News is not airing it. Fox News airs everything. Had that been Obama up there doing that, they'll be all
Oh,
over,
yes,
right?
it would have.
With
Yes,
Fox
They
it
News,
all
would have.
over Joe
Oh,
Biden's son smoking crack,
right,
right? Showing
right.
you that video, right?
So Fox News is funny in this way, because they could have had, they could have had something terrible happen. I'm going to say,
Allegedly smoking crack. My bad.
oh Lord, allegedly. No, they could have had a hate crime. Let's use that word. They could have had a hate crime in front of their office or in their building, and they would not report on that because it doesn't fit their narrative. So
Right.
now, when you
right.
have, journalists, you have this truth out there that the American public needs to know. Even people that watch Fox News, they are not doing it because it doesn't fit their narrative. I thought that when the man went down who had sexual Me Too movement, it was a Me Too movement, and it sort of it changed Fox News. I thought it would have changed it for the better, but it didn't change for the better.
no.
It didn't change it. Now that's
Mm-mm.
gotten worse. I mean, we had those women come out and say, "Oh, this man at the top, he touched me," and I go, "Okay, well now things are going to change," but
Mm-mm.
it's even worse than it could be. Now they just sort of turn a blind eye to profits, to
Yeah.
to ratings.
Yeah, that's all they do. They don't care. What's the dude? Tucker Carlson.
Mm.
What's the other one that was actually talking to Trump when Trump was in office?
Hannity.
What's his name?
Hannity.
Hannity.
Sean
He got something to do. He know what's going on. He already know. I bet they called him up there too, because he knew what was going on. He sent a text and told him, you might want to stop this. You might want to send out just stop people from doing what they're doing. Donald Trump.
Mhm.
This has to stop. So they already know what's up. That's why they're not airing it, because they don't want their little dirt airing out with it, because they're part
That's
of
the
it.
key. Those who coming down being interviewed, these are the people who don't have to worry about nothing. Those who refusing to come, they know they was really involved.
They were involved.
They
Exactly.
really were involved.
Yep. And they're
Now,
asking them to come. Just
now,
come and tell us what happened.
yeah. Now
Your
next week,
side.
Thomas' wife's supposed to speak next week.
Jenny.
Jenny, yeah. So I'm
She
waiting
got
to hear what she has to say.
might as well come out there with her truth, okay?
Mhm.
Because she was one of them. They got you on audio and
Yes.
And text message.
emails saying
Yes.
you had to overthrow it. Take
Yes.
it back.
Oh Lord.
Take back the steal. They got her,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
See what she done did. See, the black man, Clarence Thomas, thought your
Yes.
great white was gonna save you from the
Yes.
being black.
Come
Nah,
on.
she
Mhm.
with your
Right.
ass. That's what happened.
Mhm.
It's time to step
Mhm.
down, old man.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
because
done.
it might affect his job. It all depends on what she say. It could affect his job. I'm telling you.
No,
Gotta
it
be
will
careful.
affect his job because guess what he tried to do? He tried to stop this whole situation. He didn't want this. He tried to stop it.
Oh, really?
It's all gonna come out. Yes.
Oh.
He tried to hide her emails. He didn't want those emails coming out.
Oh, okay. Oh.
Thank you, Clarence Thomas, for sticking up for your great white hope. Because we might be getting us another judge.
That's what I'm saying. Affect his job. I'm telling you. But what they showed today, what I watched was when they were casing the Capitol out. Did you see that? When they was taking pictures with how you can get in, how you can get out when they was casing the place before the 6th. Wasn't that something?
And it is something. Yes. This is why I said you have to watch this. There is the dude, what's his name? I just wrote his name down. Barry Lutermilk. Lutermilk, whatever his name. They have him on video, recorded, walking people in the Capitol building.
Yes.
On January the 5th.
5th, yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, as a tour.
As a tour. Right? And some of those people that he was walking were part of the insurrection.
Yes, they were. Because they was taking the pictures of how to get in and out of that place.
How to get in and out. It's on video.
Yes.
And one of the ladies in the Democratic Party, I think she's a congresswoman or something. She worked in the Air Force. She was an Air Force pilot. She got voted. I can't remember what it is. But she said something. She was like, this is not right. Because she had brought it up before. And they tried to make it seem like it was nothing. It was nothing. So now they went back and looked at it and was like, no, this was on January 5th. This is something. Because during that time, C-19 was out. It was closed to tourism. Yes. And when they do tourism, they do not have them down in those areas of the Capitol.
No, they don't. And when do you ever see congressmen take people on tours?
Exactly. I'm getting pissed off.
They already have tour guides to do that. But like you said, Cousin 19 was involved, so a lot of people wasn't working. So that's how he was able to do that.
Yes. And they got it on video.
Yes.
And they asked him to come on and explain yourself. Come on, explain yourself. Tell us why this happened. He don't want to show up. You know why? Because he's guilty. That's why he needs to go. Barry Lutermilk, get your ass, get your shit, and get out.
Yes.
Time to get locked up. Clank. They gotta go, boo. I'm
saying, wow.
Irritated, right? I'm telling you, irritated. Because this does not make any sense. That they sit up here and try to overthrow our vote.
Yep. They stay at our state. I'm telling you.
Yeah, he just mad that he couldn't do it 2 times. I listened the first time he was elected. I didn't believe that election was his.
It wasn't his, right?
So now the second time he just like he wanted to do it again, and then we just wasn't going to let that happen. So he wanted to tear down the buildings. It's like, oh my god!
And that's exactly what he's doing. And this is why it is imperative that we get out there and vote now to make sure that he doesn't get a second chance. He doesn't get a second chance because I promise you, if he gets in office, if he decides to get up there and vote, if he don't get indicted by the New York Attorney General,
Letitia James up here.
Letitia James, if he don't get indicted by that, or something happened to him, W1 said he's not run, but I think this fool will run again because he doesn't have any. First of all, he doesn't have any integrity. He doesn't.
You know, the word was also that if he don't run, he's deciding maybe to put his daughter involved to be running for president.
She don't need to run. She need to take her.
That's what I said. She need to go with her husband and her children going home. And stay home.
Go back to
a bunch of freaking aliens any damn way. Take your ass over there.
Well, did she go back to Mar-a-Lago down in Florida somewhere? When they had
I don't know where she'll go. First of all, she's a Democrat. Her husband was a Democrat.
Oh,
and yeah, he was. But see, he likes power too. Y'all go and watch the documentary about greed, because see, this is what he does to people in New York. He owns freaking apartment buildings, and he's a freaking slumlord, is what he is. Okay, Ivanka Trump's husband.
Really?
Yes, he is grinding.
Wow.
He come from money. He took over his dad's business because his daddy was the president. And then Trump let him out, pardoned him. Am I right, W1? I think Trump pardoned the daddy because he was in prison. You got to pay attention to this. When Trump was in office, all he did was pardon everybody he could, right? And even Jared Kushner, nasty. And even his people, before all this came out, before they decided they're going to do something dirty, they wanted to get pardons. You got to pardon me if I'm going to do this, bro. Because they already knew what they were doing was shiesty. Grimy. All we can do and all I can say is.
But see, the key, like you stated that we have to vote, but I noticed our young people are not voting.
Well, they better get out and vote because their future depends on it.
You see, and that's what I be trying to tell them. Y'all don't realize it's going to hit you all. But they're not seeing that, So it's hard to get them to vote, come out and vote. It really is.
Yeah.
I wish it was a safer way to actually monitor the vote. I mean, I don't know much about Bitcoin, but I know that some of the people were talking about how it's such a transparent thing, and I wish there was a way that we can see the vote when we cast it and keep count of it publicly, so that we can see that it wouldn't be all these things. Because it seems like every time election happens, even small ones, they go, "Oh well, I'm questioning. There's got to be a better way in 2022." To actually get a faster result when we're making such miracles happen with technology. Why is the voting such a pain?
There was no problem with the voting.
No.
There was not an issue. Donald Trump planted the seed.
Well, no, I know he lost, but I'm just saying I wish there was a way that we could see we can actually see it ourselves and on a computer somewhere where we can watch all the numbers,
We will.
Oh, okay.
So that's what I want. I want that. I want to be able to watch it live. See the numbers go.
After counting them and watch the numbers go. But that's what don't we already do that?
No,
we see the numbers rise.
No, we see that at the end. We see that near the end, but we don't actually see it. I think he wanted visual for us, like we're talking now, where we can look on our computers and see exactly from our cities, ourselves, and state how we're coming along in the voting process.
Oh yeah. I want to see two people go into the polls and see two numbers go up. I don't want to, I want to be able to see it, because I feel like we so we so advanced. I think even on this program with this program that you both produced, we talking about robots, people in Japan, funny things I talked about, a couple of months ago. So we have such technology going on. We need to see two people going into the polls and then see two numbers go up, and we should have
not three go up. Two people walk in and three go up.
Right.
But some of Donald Trump's people that was at the Capitol at the time literally sit there and said, as I was voting, I saw the 5 bars there and I saw that my vote went straight to Democrat. So dumb, backwoods.
Not backwoods.
Yeah, backwoods. Yeah, I tell you, because that's all that's sitting there at the Capitol. Those are the people that invaded the Capitol.
Oh yeah,
for these.
And did you remember when that lady got hurt? When one of the ladies got hurt, and when she told her daughters that she was going to the doctors, and she wound up getting hurt, and how they found out was when they saw it on the news.
Is that the one that got shot?
No, that was the other woman who got hurt. Not the one who got shot, but it was another woman got hurt.
Oh.
And her children saw their mother on the news.
Well, thank God for the family.
But she told them she was going to the doctor's appointment.
Oh, well, she at the doctor's now. Thank God that the people of these family members that turned in some of these insurrections.
Yes.
Thank God for them, right? And I don't care what anybody say. I'm not a Pence fan, but thank God he decided, you know what? I'm not going to do this. I'm doing
because I know it's wrong.
I'm surprised anybody in Trump's camp would. That's the biggest revelation for me with these hearings is to see even his daughter and to see some of the people that was with him. To say anything and honest in any way, because I just didn't believe anything honest would come from anybody that he's even ever touched or had a conversation with.
Right.
So just to see that was giving me a little bit of an exhale with some.
Exhale.
Yeah, just an exhale with some of the conversations going on, because I just thought I don't know. I just thought, they just don't give a damn about the truth at all.
Right.
And maybe they only tell some of it that would save them in some ways, So it's not, maybe it's not the full truth, but I was surprised that she said anything different than what he said, and that Pence did do some of the things. I don't think he's a good person, but I'm surprised he has some honesty to him in some way.
I mean, I could see him being honest because I think honest with his own truth from his own perspective, because the way they were sitting up here, the other conservative, Dr. Luttig, I think that's how you say his name, who was deeply disturbed. This is a conservative. They were praying together. Jacob, Ludwig, they were praying. You could see, look, that's why he was taking his time, because I thought the man was going to break down any moment.
Me too.
Because he was bothered. You could just tell. And then anybody sit there and say, I'll lay my life on the line. I'll lay my body down for this, for Donald Trump.
Yes.
Not to, do what he did again.
Did what happened, yes.
Yeah. That told me everything I needed to know about that man right there. I said, these people love this country. They're about this country. They're about the laws of this country, and their forefathers, right? Those are patriots. Those are true patriots of this country. And we might not like what they stand for or what they believe in, but at least they believe in this democracy. Okay? Because had they not, we'd be in a whole lot of trouble right now.
It's so funny too. Growing up, we was always raised and heard about the Middle East. We heard about, Russia, but I never thought in a million years, in 2022, we would have the biggest fear or anxiety, safety wise, by somebody inciting, all this hatred with, different groups in our own country. Because I think that in recent times, for September 11th, I don't think there's been as much fear or anxiety as when he produced and still producing all this hatred to all this, what he does. I mean, it's a surprise to have a homegrown terrorist, doing all the damage he's doing psychologically to so many people. It's really it's surprising because, we've always were taught that it's going to come from outside the country, not going to be inside the country. It's going to be all, deaths and problems and all that, that the other countries would try to take down your economy. The other countries would try to, take you out or whatever. And then you have it in the White House. And I'm like, oh, damn. Again, I remember I joked, I said, it felt like a Stephen King movie. I remember one of my favorite movies was The Dead Zone. And Christopher Walken had a vision that the president would be a lunatic. So he basically took him out, because he saw the country going to hell. And so, who knew that Stephen King book would turn into a reality? All these, 40 years later, it turned into we had the man in the White House. And that's why
I want to thank Tawana to Inspire. She told me to have a drink because she can see my blood pressure rising. Thank you for the super chat. I'm drinking water. Maybe I do need to have some wine. Hi, Linda. How are you doing? Evangelist says, I can't imagine what life will be like for our grandkids. That's important. It's imperative.
Yes. That's why I say it's important for these young people to vote.
Okay. Let me get one comment in before, because there's a big time basketball game on. So, listen, I think we need to relax. Donald Trump was an accidental president. Two big things that got Donald Trump into office is the hatred people had for Hillary. So they decided not to vote.
And Obama.
Remember that? They just decided not to vote. And that was not by their choice. The Manhattan Institute, folks, I keep telling you, it's a think tank. They put stuff out there like that for you to say, what did Obama do for me? I'm not going to vote. It worked perfectly well on the youth because, they're young. So they didn't vote. And let us not forget about Cambridge Analytica, who basically hijacked Facebook.
Right.
And made stuff up. So Donald Trump got elected. Now, with respect to the 70 plus million people that voted for him in the last election, he was an accidental president. There's no way he's going to get elected again. There's no way I think he's going to run. And I want to up my bet, Sonny, $20.
Okay, we could up it up to $100.
He's
We
just
could
not
up it
running.
to 100.
Oh, and by the way, so you earlier you stated that you wanted like a Democrat that would put his or her foot down. That's exactly what Biden did, especially in the second debate when he eviscerated Trump. You remember Trump up there sweating, red,
He was sweating because he had C-19.
and he was eviscerated by the only true person that could beat him on a debate stage by going down to his level.
And
So
he
don't
should have
worry
went
about that.
further down
That
to
was
his level.
covered.
He should have got grimy. He should have dug a grave on his ass.
Because you notice every time Trump spoke, he was leaning on
So he was sick.
He was sick.
wait a minute.
The podium.
The podium. And he would lean to the side. And I said, wonder if he had a stroke. But he was sick then with that cousin 19.
He
Yes.
was.
Wow.
That's what that was.
Yeah, because W1 said he's sweating a lot, but he got
Yes. And he kept leaning to the side on the podium a lot. And I kept saying, what's wrong? I said, I hope he ain't having no stroke.
I was sitting there thinking, when he gonna pass out? This would be great.
Yeah.
This would be good TV right here if he hit that floor.
Yeah,
I was waiting for that to happen.
he was talking about Biden's health, and he was going through his own health crisis.
Yes.
Listen, all the stuff that's put out there, don't worry about it. This January 6th hearing is incredible stuff. Really incredible.
It's incredible. Today was disturbing to me.
Mm-hmm.
Because you elected this person to be your VP. This supposed to be your home. I like you. And then you turn around. I don't know if we can be friends if you don't do what I asked you to do.
Mm-hmm.
Hell, who does that? You're a grown 75, 6-year-old man.
Mm-hmm.
Concede already. You need to concede. A real man, president, dignitary would have said, okay, I lost. I'll see y'all next 4 years.
Mm.
Not that fool. Because you know why? Because I believe he knew that once he was out of office, that New York was going to hit that gavel and be like, oh, it's our turn now. Because we know you're full of it and you're fraudulent. And you've been doing fraudulent behavior your whole time you've had Trump Towers and all that. You've been doing some scandalous stuff.
Yes, he has.
I don't pay taxes. And everybody's like, show your taxes. I'll show them when I
get in office.
Never
and
showed.
Still never did.
Picking up his stacks of paper. You see this? This is what I have to read.
And he don't even do his own taxes. You know that? No president don't do his own taxes.
I got so much to do. Didn't read not one
No,
page.
because they don't have to. They have somebody else to do that.
Because he was just signing stuff. Just sign. I'm gonna turn. The whole time he's there, he signed off everything that Obama did. So he first everything Obama did. That's what he was there for.
Yes.
That's why Mitch McConnell stood by him, because Mitch McConnell didn't care. Mitch McConnell was basically running the office. Right? Everything that Mitch McConnell brought to him, he signed.
Yes, he did.
Get rid of Obamacare. Right? Everybody complaining about, I don't want no Obamacare. I don't want Obamacare. Now look at you begging for Obamacare.
Yes, you are. Because you know why? It's hurting a lot of those people. That's why. It ain't just hurting us. It's hurting a lot of those people also.
You didn't want the name affiliated with Obama. Obama said, I don't care what you do. You can turn it to Trump care.
Yeah. Right? He didn't care.
He didn't care. You know what? I'm going to get ready to get down, but I'm loving the show, the conversation. It's fine. I think you on point. You're on point. I'm going to just send goodbye to everybody. I'm going to get down, be in the chat for a little bit, and I'm having to say good night. Have a good night.
Good night. Good night.
Thank you so much.
All righty.
Thank you. I think W1 about to go watch the game.
Yeah. And I'm going to get off of here too.
I appreciate you coming.
But I enjoy it. I enjoy with you and Mel. I enjoy it. But this is what I like to talk about. I don't mind listening to that about the housewives, but I still want to hear. This is what I want to hear.
Right. We all should be wanting to hear.
Yeah. This is what I want to hear. Because I don't go on nobody else live. You don't live. I've been on.
Thank you so much for
Yeah, you're
coming
the
up.
only one I come on live. Because
And
we
I
talk
see,
about something interesting. That's what I like.
and that's real.
Yes.
That's happening.
This
This
is
is
the
life.
real world. Yes.
It's the real world. We
It's
don't
the-
we don't live in reality TV.
No,
This
no,
is
we don't.
reality.
But these people going, to me, they're talking so deep like they part of the reality shows. Why are you worrying about them folks like that? You
Because
know,
it's escapism. It's
yeah,
escapism.
yeah. And I'm like, wow. Mm.
No, there's nothing wrong with a little bit of
No, I
escapism.
look at
Right?
it. I don't have no problem because I look at them. But I'm not going to get so involved that it affects my life. That's what I mean. They take it seriously. And
I'm
I'm
gonna
not
tell you about
taking
escapism. Michelle, let me tell you what's happening now. Escapism. I'm going to a reality TV star, Miss Nene Leakes. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is reality. Okay, well, let's talk about inflation. Let's talk about reality, right?
Okay.
For a second here, dealing with Nene Leakes. Nene Leakes sold her mansion, right?
Mhm.
I think she sold it for $6 million, maybe 4. I can't remember.
Mhm.
Then she goes and buys an apartment in Buckhead. Beautiful apartment. She just sold. She's on the market right now for sale. Guess what shut down? This is real.
Her restaurant
Her restaurant shut down
for being not healthy.
Ooh,
You know how?
wow.
Yes.
Well, I can tell you the food is nasty because we ate there. W1 and
No.
mess. Yeah, it's not good. Look,
Really? Because they shut them down for being unhealthy. And I said, oh.
somebody went there. Yeah, someone went there, and yesterday it told us when our friends went there, and because I went to go enjoy because I'd never been there, and it was closed.
Yeah.
I said, yeah, it was closed down. Said,
uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
That's reality.
Yes.
That's the real deal.
That's the real deal.
This woman is in, and I think she's being sued. So she
has
that
man's wife
to deal with.
Yes.
But this is the real deal. This is reality.
Right.
See, reality TV shows, those people, that's all scripted. Most of that stuff is
Yes,
scripted.
it is. That's what I'm saying.
They put those people
Sometimes the producer say something in their ear thing and tell them, don't say that, say this. This is what I want you to say.
A lot of it's not reality.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Some of the stuff that these women sit up there and talk about and do, they would not be friends anymore. They would not be friends.
Believe it.
Okay. So
you best believe it.
Every time you turn around, Nene was in her club.
Yes.
Portia, Cynthia, Kim, all of them there together hanging out. And then they get on TV. Like
now, they already have friends.
Don't believe the hype. That's all I'm telling you. What is Nene got to sell them those properties that she got. That's real.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, she has to, because she has to keep up an image.
Yes.
She has already established in her $200,000 car and all her diamonds and her ugly clothes and all of that. Okay. That's real.
Now, is her store still being afloat? Because I didn't hear nothing about her store.
I thought she closed one down in Vegas.
Yeah, I do know about that, but I was wondering about the one in Atlanta. Is that still going?
I'll never see her in it. She used to be in it all the time. I never shopped there. I heard her close because she got bad reviews.
Yeah, she did. And they said the prices were high also.
And the prices were high.
Yeah, they said the prices were high.
Alibaba.
Say what?
Yes. Yes.
Really? Oh, wow.
Her clothes came from China.
Oh.
The quality was horrible. Bad quality, and she's selling overpriced stuff.
Oh, wow.
So, I'm just telling you what I heard.
Okay. It's allegedly. It's allegedly.
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 I met her. She rude.
Oh, you met her?
Yeah, I met her before. She's very rude.
Really? Okay.
Yes. If she was nice, I would tell you she's a nice person.
Yeah.
She's very, pompous, like she's better than you.
Yeah.
And I remember you from the first season of Housewives of Atlanta.
Oh, okay.
When you didn't have no teeth back there.
Yeah.
I got up and walked off. Girl, don't do me. Nice meeting you.
That's what you said?
Sure did. And I went to my Facebook because I didn't have IG at the time. I went to my Facebook and I said, yeah, I met Nene Leakes tonight. And I said, whatever. Not all that. No, you don't be rude to me, girl. To me, it's like you should never be rude to your fans.
Yeah, no. You only got that way through us. You become top through us.
Yeah.
So that's why you never forget your fans.
You never forget your fans.
Because we made you really what you are. We did that.
And remember that. You need to be,
yes.
And these politicians need to remember who put them in office.
Thank you. That's, yes.
The American people. Now remember that.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Michelle.
Thank you, honey. All right. You have a good night. And when you coming back on?
Sunday. I might come back on tomorrow. I don't know. You know me.
Yeah, I know. I know. I know.
I'm trying to get consistent.
You said that last time. You said that last time.
I'm trying my hardest. I'm trying to be like Tawana to Inspire. She's putting a video out every 30 days, right? That to me, I have so much other stuff going on.
Yeah, I understand.
Even like, today I was like, well, I think it was yesterday. I was like, I'm just chilling because my mind is in overload.
Okay.
So, but
maybe you can do it twice a week. Would twice a week be hard for you?
No, I do it. I come on Sundays.
Oh, you come on every Sunday?
I come on every Sunday.
I must don't get that notification.
Like 8 or 9. Because I do Sunday.
I'm going to be sorry. I'll be looking at the Housewives. I'm sorry. I apologize. That's probably why.
That's probably why. Maybe I'll come on at 9.
Yeah, that's probably why.
Maybe I come on a little earlier.
Yeah, come on a little earlier. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, before they come on at 8 o'clock.
Oh, they come on at 8? Yeah.
8 here in Philly, yes. They come on 8 o'clock.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I could come on earlier, I guess.
So tomorrow's the last day for Wendy Williams' show tomorrow.
Oh, bless her heart.
Yeah, tomorrow is.
Good night.
And I said, I don't know why people are mad with Sherry Shepherd. She didn't take that woman's job. Don't you know them producers and the production and all of them had something to do with that? Sherry Shepherd don't have nothing to do with that.
No, Sherry deserves to have a show.
Yeah, I said, I don't care who it was. They didn't take Wendy's show away from her. They didn't. You got to look at who her bosses are. Them bosses.
Well, but Wendy is dealing with a lot too, right? So she's dealing with a lot of.
Yes, she is. She's still ill.
Yeah,
she's still ill. So it should be no fighting. Should be nothing. She should be worried about getting her health together, because she might never pop back. She might never. See, we don't know. The only one knows is God. We don't know if she's gonna pop back or not. But I just say she needs to just take her time. Don't had no something to say. Don't.
Well, Wendy Williams should just chill, just relax. She has money.
Yes, but she can't get to her money. See, she can't get to her money. Remember, they put that guy back in charge of her money. Remember her manager, and remember she fired him.
Her husband.
Well, now they gave him to be in charge of her money.
Her ex-husband.
No, the bank. The bank. Let him be back in charge of the money. I said, what kind of mess is this?
But didn't Oprah tell y'all not to let nobody sign your name on checks?
Let me tell you something, because I'm going to tell you where she got that from. I'll never forget that day years ago. Bill Cosby told her, don't let nobody sign your checks but yourself. And you know what he said? The only one who signs my checks other than me is my wife, and nobody else signs nothing.
Yeah, that's right.
I remember that years ago. I remember that.
I told that to Tony Braxton,
and he told Oprah that. He told her that, and that's when Oprah started telling people that, because he told her that. I'll never forget that day. Never. I said, "Wow," and that's why she's a billionaire. You understand? That's exactly why she's a billionaire, because ain't nobody signed nothing of hers. She know every penny coming in and out of there, and that's how you should be.
That's how you should be.
Yes. And sometimes you should sit down with your accountants and whatever and go over your books. You have to.
That's right. You have to, because they will take your money.
Yes. 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 But I'm glad Monique won her $50 million.
She won $50 million?
She won $50 million from Netflix.
Her husband will take it all.
See, but the thing is, she got that But what I'm saying, what I think is, I know I'm happy for her with that, but the thing is that, um, do you think she's going to be able to get jobs everywhere, or you think she still got that X against her?
But
You
she
know
just
how you
created
might have won your money, but still nobody don't pick you up,
if I
think
was
you dangerous.
if I were Monique, I would just take my 50, pay my taxes, and chill, because no,
Yeah.
she's not getting another job. And for her to go off and see, this is what I talk about on Sundays. I do recaps like this on Sundays.
Okay.
But she should have what she did to DL Hughley, talking about children and his family. She put a nail in her coffin.
Yeah.
She had a chance, but when she did that,
See, this is what I'm saying. She might have won her money, but she still got some other issues. And I don't think the
sit on somebody's couch and get some help.
Yeah, I don't think the Hollywood and them is going to pick her up, due to the fact they'd be scared to touch her, because they might figure, okay, she come to me and the deal don't work out, you know what's going to happen. So I think everybody's going to be a little afraid to touch her right now.
And don't worry about Oprah ever apologizing to her, because it's not.
No, oh no, I'm not. Oh no. That's not happening.
That's not happening.
That one is not happening.
Oprah is Aquarius. We don't do that.
Oh, okay.
I've already said what I said. If you don't like it, that's on you. Keep moving. And if I don't believe I owe you an apology, I'm not going to apologize. You should be apologizing to me.
Yeah.
I'll help you out.
Yeah.
So everybody be mad at Oprah, whatever.
Yeah.
No, Monique needs to go sit down on somebody's couch. She got problems. Even her brother came out and said something, but
yes,
the one,
and her sister.
But the brother is the one who touched her, right?
Yes.
And so he shouldn't say anything. And
that's what I'm saying.
Sister, though, said, like, you need to chill.
That's what I'm saying.
Queen
I say, ooh, I say he shouldn't open his mouth. He should just stay back like he was in the background. We ain't had to see him or nothing. And leave that alone.
I saw that on that he had said something. I didn't listen to the whole thing, but I had saw that. How you doing tonight, astute Queen B? How are you? She said, good evening, everyone.
Well, hello there.
But yeah, she definitely needs therapy.
Yes, she does.
Anger issues that she's held on for years.
Everything that happened to her in her life is bogged down in her. It's deeply down, and she needs to bring that up.
She needs to get out,
all the way up and out.
She thinks her comedy is therapy. Her comedy
but that's not it. But I hope her daddy gonna get a whole lot of that 50 million. Now you rest assured that.
Oh, that one, yeah, absolutely.
Because he's the manager too.
Right.
you know he gonna roll his percentage off the top and some more.
That's right, Daddy. Got that.
Yeah.
He's sitting there. I said, they do too much.
Yes, they do. Yeah.
Too much. What are you doing? My dog over here.
Well, I'm gonna let you go, and you have a good night. And I hope to see you on Sunday. Hope I'm able to catch you on Sunday.
I'll be here Sunday, probably talking about just the Monique situation. I didn't know she got 50.
Yeah, she got 50 million today. She won the case today, they said. So
for her.
I said, that's a lot of money. I could sure use it for me right now.
We could all use it. This inflation is no joke.
Yes, it is. All right, have a good night.
Okay,
and
you
take
too.
Care, everyone, and everyone else have a good night. All right.
Good night. So yeah, guys, I appreciate you all coming over tonight and watching the show. W1 has disappeared because he is watching the basketball game. I guess he's about the basketball game because it was live tonight. Kimberly Winston said, Sonny, you are saying everything I feel. I think Trump's stank ass is going to get just what the hell he has put out. When you do dirt, you get dirt. That's right, Kimberly Wilson. Exactly. Trump he's grimy, he's dirty, he's not a patriot of this country. He can sit there and say it all day long, and anybody that supports this man you are just as grimy as him if you believe right now, today, as I said, if you are supporting Trump right now, today, knowing everything that happened and knowing what he did to overthrow the election, you got a problem here. And you're following behind a person that believes in dictatorship. And I'm talking about Trump because clearly that's what he believes, right? And this is just my assessment of what I saw the last 3 hearings. The man is not a true American. Okay, we're all Americans here. I'm sure we all love this country, even though this country has not always loved us. But you are an American. If you were born here, if you came here from another country because you wanted to be here, you wanted to be here for a reason, because you wanted to be American. You wanted to be free. Donald Trump is a danger to our democracy. Okay. He said that in 2024, if things do not go their way, they will be doing the same thing they did before. This is why I say it's very imperative that we get out here and vote to make sure it does not happen. Donald Trump is a treasonous person. Okay, that was treason what he did to try to overthrow the government because it did not go his way. He tried to have Pence overthrow the election. And when it didn't work out and Pence said no, because I'm a true patriot of this country, I love this country, this is not going to happen. And I'm just paraphrasing. Like I said, you might not like Pence, but thank God he didn't fall in line to what Donald Trump wanted him to do, because we'll be in trouble if that was the case. My advice to anyone that did not watch the hearings, to go and find it on YouTube and watch it so you can see for yourself what Trump tried to do. He knew that Pence could not change the election results. He knew that. He went and told his people, his followers, his cult, that Pence could, which, and incited these riots, this coup, this insurrection. Trump did all of that. This was planned out, in my opinion, for months. Planned out. And if anybody has a different opinion, speak it. But from what I saw, this has been planned out for months, just like he's planning it now to run for office in 2024. If things don't go his way, he will be there. He's running. He's trying to put people in place right now in the government, in the government. It's important to vote, period. And I don't really have anything else to say about it. I need you all to do your due diligence. Like I said, if you haven't watched the hearings, please go watch for yourself. It's there, right there, plain sight, right there for you to see, right there for you to hear and see. So guys, I love you guys for your support. Y'all hit the like buttons. If you have not subscribed to this channel, please subscribe to this channel. I appreciate your support. I love you guys. You all, please stay humble, stay in grace. I tried to, because I tried to tonight. It didn't work out. You all keep shining. I'll see y'all next time. Have a good night.